finally, I get to go live again on a good note or note after work. I'm kind of tired of this shit. Anyway, we'll talk to you sometime here in North Carolina. But anywho, I figured I'd start a series for the 9 clues, which I think became interesting because, a lot of people don't understand my insight of the poem and why I think it is what it is. So I'm going to start with, I don't want to call it the first clue, but you know what I mean. I'm gonna skip around with clues. So obviously I'm going to start with something that I kind of thought about tonight. It's genius on Ben's part because the way he put it was so genius. When it hit me, it kind of clicked. I said, "Holy shit!" I said, "Wait a minute." I said, "Wait a fucking minute." I said, "Holy shit!" So I'm gonna tell you how I kind of case. Those cars walking across the bridge. But anyways, let's get back to what we were talking about. So, home ground. So I kind of thought about something that I totally had forgotten about. I had totally forgotten about it until it came to my mind because random thoughts come to my head. And when it hit me, I said, "Holy shit!" So this whole time, you mean to tell me Van had two certain animals guarding the treasure chest? Guarding the fucking treasure chest. I said, what a brilliant fucking way to have security. Because he knows dumbasses are going to go in there alone. And as soon as they see it, they're going to go, "Oh shit, I don't know what this is. I don't think these things are supposed to be here." And they're probably going to shit themselves too. So I'm going to give you a little rundown. And I want you to think about this. Beowulf and Elvis were placed elsewhere. Because remember, obviously, Finn sold his gallery to Nidra Matayuchi. And where else could he have put his gators? Beowulf and Elvis. Right where the fucking treasure chest used to be. He probably put it there as soon as he sold his gallery. I forget when, 88? Is that when it was? I forget. I think it was 88. Yeah. And so he was like, fuck. So I have to put my gators somewhere. And think about it like this. And this actually makes sense. It does, but it doesn't. Well, I'm going to say, actually for now, I'm going to say it does because it does make sense. Think about it. He's been quoted multiple times, have been said that grizzlies were hiding near the home grounds. Grizzly bears, who he's talking about. But that's not actually what he's talking about. He's using a metaphorical reference to reference his gators, Beowulf and Elvis, because he didn't want to outright say, "Oh, my gators are sitting at the place," because he knows as soon as he says that, he's fucked. So, what better fucking way to metaphorically put his gators and what better way to say his gators are near the treasure than by saying they're grizzly bears? Just think about it. Grizzly bears eat what? Fish, and we know gators eat fish because I'm a fisherman. I used to fish up in River Landing up in Dupin County here in North Carolina, and there were gators everywhere. Well, not everywhere, but we always saw lots of gators. So it was kind of like it's one of those things. You just knew gators were there, but you had to be very careful. We had to also watch out for snakes too. You know what I mean? So it's kind of one of those things that gators are going to be there. So you had to watch your step. So with Forrest Finn, obviously gators are dangerous. They can attack people. That's what they're known for. Going after people if people piss them off. So what better way to guard the treasure chest? Because he knew that if someone, made it out alive and one other person didn't, that's why he always said, bring 2 people just to be safe because animals are out there. That sooner or later, that one person made the news and obviously it'd be known where the treasure chest was. So that'd be a way to know how it would be found. So it's a brilliant idea. You can't knock it off. You can't knock it out of the field. I mean, actually, I probably have knocked it out of the field, out of a fucking home run. You know what I mean? But this is interesting shit to even think about. Home Brown, obviously, the home itself was John Martinez's old one-room chapel shop. And what I also found, and I probably shouldn't say this because it's going to cause controversy with Jeff Stoop, but this point, I don't give a shit. Or in my words, I don't give a flying fuck. So I did some more research and I thought about it. And I said, hold on a minute. Didn't Forrest Fenn say in his Moby Dickens interview that he knew or knew a Jim Nadler from Laramie, Wyoming? Some of y'all won't get that, but some of y'all might if you did your research. But anywho, Hoodoo Ranch isn't really a part of the place. But here's the thing. So it's official that Hoodoo Ranch has no affiliation with the structure where the treasure chest was at. But, and I know this is confirmed because I asked Jason D. Radikovich personally, because, I always ask the good dog. Sorry, I'm back. But for those who don't know, Jason D. Radikovich is the manager for Hoodoo Ranch. So I reached out to him and said, by any chance, is this certain building, and I sent him a picture of it, of the building. I said, by any chance, does this certain building west of Buffalo Center Western Museum have anything to do, or are we all associated with this construction? He goes, no. So obviously he confirmed that, or declined that wasn't a part of Hoodoo Ranch. But I think what I should have asked him, and I'm going to keep myself in the dirt for this, one. I should have asked him if it was associated with Hoodoo Land Holdings. I say this for a reason, because Hoodoo Land Holdings is affiliated with Wyoming Game and Fish Management Recreation Programs, and Cody is on that list. You ask me why? Because as we all know, if you go back to the it was the I think it was Finn Yellowstone interview from Dow's YouTube page. Finn literally says that he caught fish up at Hebgen Lake. I think maybe it was some logging. It was one of those interviews with Forrest Finn. He said he caught fish at Hebgen Lake and he'd take it back to the spot with a small stream of water. Think about it now. Think about it. That's smart. But he knew when he put Beowulf and Elvis in that pond nearby where he hid the treasure chest, that Beowulf and Elvis were going to eat all the fish. So all those fish he collected over the years are gone. But, he knew they'd be taken well care of because they have food for days. And sooner or later, I'm sure they'd leave, but I don't think they really have a way out. Maybe, I don't know, who knows? They'd run the lands somehow in some way and find stuff. But I mean, they'd be well fed and taken care of. And I'm sure maybe Jason D. Radikovich takes care of them, or whoever to go. I don't think really anyone takes care of the place. But about it. Something smart to think about. And I also did some research on Joseph Sesame or Svoboda, and it actually looks like June Gayfin is not a person who drew page 99 drawing. And Joseph Sesame or Svoboda did not draw it either. I still want to say he did, but I don't know. I don't know. But I can definitely say the person who drew it, page 99 with the X marks the spot, what that Forrest Finn signed. He, and I quote, and it was just confirmed information from Forrest Finn to a searcher. So he told the searcher that he wanted her or them to find him, and that the person that drew it worked out of the Pentagon, and it was drawn in 1968. And I think that's about it from what I remember. So it's a he, it's a male, and someone who works out of the Pentagon joined in 1968 during the Vietnam War. So that also eliminates Street's ideology of JFK, the two JFKs. JFK and then his son, that eliminates them too. And also eliminates June Finn and eliminates Joseph Sesame Escobar. So I still want to say it's Joseph, but I don't know. The only reason I say Joseph is eliminated because his years don't match up to when it was drawn. He died in like 63 or something like that. I forget. I could be wrong, just to take it with a grain of salt. But from what I remember, that's what happened. So that's all I have for now. I guess tomorrow I'll do what's the second clue? I'll do tomorrow. I'll do both clue 1 and 2 from that first stanza or second stanza really. That begins with one more salt and then continue down. I'll do those 2 tomorrow night. So y'all have a lovely rest of the night, and I'm gonna go call my girlfriend because she called me, but I was live, so I didn't, answer. I had to decline because I wanted to get the rest of the information out there for people to think about because it's interesting information. So, and if you all want proof, if you have me on Facebook, you can easily just message me, and I'll bleep out the name, but I'll keep obviously Finn's F in there via in the email that I have screenshots of from the email evidence. But if that's what y'all want, I can give it to y'all. Just reach out to me and I'll give it to you if you want it. So, anyways, y'all stay cool and stay classy, and as always, y'all be sweet now. I'm out.